On the second page, you have the pricing. And so what's that done is you made pricing an independent variable. And so now you can play with the pricing and see how many people go through to your second page and leave your site after the second page. So that's the reason you want to have the first page just information, second page with pricing. And if they like the cost of it, if they're willing to pay that price, then you have basic form that says submit your name and address here. Click this button. The third page is, of course, the page telling them that your product is out of stock, or there's a backlog, or whatever the case is. Again, you don't have a product to ship, so you can't sell it. But what this is meant to do is to test how many people make it to that third page. If you have 1,000 people coming down your website that find you through advertising, through Google AdWords, if you have 1,000 people come to supergardenhose.com, maybe 100 will make it to the second page. Okay. So they see 100 people see the pricing information, and out of the 100 people that see the pricing information, only 10 actually attempt to purchase it and go through that to the third page. Well, now you know that 10 out of 1,000 people that found you are willing to purchase your product. So you got a conversion rate of 1% overall. But what that's going to do is, say 10 people were willing to purchase your product. Well, you know the profit margins on your product. You know how much you spent on advertising with Google AdWords. Now the key is, did you make more money selling the product than you spent advertising the product and the cost to manufacture the product? So that's going to give you all the information you need. 10 people were willing to buy it. If you sell it for $50 a pop, you made $500 in that for this little testing period. If you know that it costs you only $100 to make, and you spend another $100 on advertising, so your total expenses were $200, but you made $500, so you're making a profit margin of $300, which is really good. So that's going to be hard to mimic, but it's going to give you an idea of if your product will succeed. So that's something I wanted to end with, because that's a really quick and cool tool, and it's only because everything's been made so easy for us nowadays with eBay, the ultimate pricing marketplace. It's so easy to create a website now. It's so easy to quickly set up an advertising campaign on AdWords. And so you can do that all in a matter of just a few weeks, and spending less than $500 to $600. You can quickly test your sales before you go get your patent, before you go spend the money on the prototype, before you do any of that. So that's something I wanted to end with. And I know some of you probably have questions about what is Idea Tango. Now, Idea Tango is kind of related to what I was talking about today, but not really fully. Idea Tango, in a nutshell, is this diagram over here. We are an online meeting place that helps connect you, inventors, with resources and information that can help you develop your product. So we help connect you with service providers, patent attorneys, prototypers, manufacturers, licensing agents, marketing consultants. We help connect you with those people. But we also help connect you with businesses that are looking for products. We act as product scouts for some companies. We host contests for some companies. In fact, we have a contest going on right now where you can win a free booth at an invention show coming up in June. It's I think they charge $350 for this booth. So what we're going to do is we're going to essentially take inventor submissions, pick the best one. The best submission gets a free booth at the show. And we're always doing contests and giveaways like that. But that is Idea Tango in a nutshell. So the three main things we have on our site, we have information. You heard about the education page. We have articles. We'll have this video. We have audio downloads, all sorts of stuff like that. We have interactive discussion forums where you can ask, maybe if you don't want to drive 2 hours to the Plano Texas Inventors Association meeting, you can sit at home and ask people online, what you should do next with your product. And everything's online, but in the discussion forums, you can ask experts, you can ask inventors who have been there and done that, or you can just ask, or you can help answer questions too. If maybe you've applied for your patent and someone has a general question about patent, you can help answer their question. So it's really meant to be a community place for answering and asking questions. And then there are blogs. Members can write articles. We also, myself, and we also have a partner, Lisa Lloyd. She's the woman on the back on all our postcards and stuff like that. She's a very, very successful inventor. Her products have had over $30 million in retail sales. So she's been a very successful inventor, licensed 7 products successfully, I believe. Anyway, she writes on our blog, on the Idea Tango blog, and she's a partner of ours. The second thing we have are resources. We have the business directory where you can find the patentarians, prototypers, marketing consultants, for people that you need to work with to help you develop your product. Third thing we have are tools. When you get to that point where you need to put your product out there, we have the virtual trade show. And instead of spending $1,000 and going to, the Housewares show, or actually those booths cost $2,000 at the Housewares show, you can do this as a member of Idea Tango. Use our virtual trade show. And like I mentioned, we have contests. We have companies coming in looking for products. Right now, we have a woman who's involved with the Topsy Tail. I don't know if you guys remember the Topsy Tail from like the 90s and stuff like that, hair accessory product. She's looking for hair accessory products. So, and she's using Idea Tango to do that. So they're manufacturers, companies always looking for new products. And something really, really neat that we just launched recently is the ability, we were talking about focus groups. And focus groups are great for getting that soft, touchy feedback about your product. Problem is, they're really expensive if you want to do them right. So what we have is a groups feature on our website where, in a way, you can quickly and cheaply, easily create your own online focus group where you can invite other Idea Tango members in and ask them, maybe you show them a drawing, you get them to sign an NDA, whatever you need to do. But you can ask them what they think of your product, and they can give you some honest feedback. And it's going to be more honest online just because you don't have that face-to-face rejection. But anyways, that's a really neat tool if you want to do a very simplified version of a focus group. So that's market research, and that's Idea Tango in a nutshell.